Hi guys, I'm Ryan Houston and welcome to my fly tying channel. The channel contains hundreds of different videos catering from beginners right through to the more advanced tyers and covering flies and patterns from all around the world. If you like what you see, stick around until the end of the video where generally you'll find the pattern description, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Let's get on with the show.
Hi guys, welcome back. So today we're going to tie, well I suppose it's a salmon and probably sea trout fly, something along the lines of a Tsunami Sunray. So it's a Sunray with like a muddler head. So this is a section, it's about 1.25 inches of standard outer tubing, 3.2 clear. And I'm using a black 6/0 thread. So we're going to put on a basic braid body, silver braid. And just for that bit of added security, I'm just going to put a little bit of varnish onto my wrappings there. So we take this up, but we need to leave room for the muddler head. So it stops quite a bit short, so it's probably about 8-9 mil short of the front of the shank. Tie that in. So standard sort of Sunray style wing then, so we're going to support the wing with some white bucktail. So take a little bit of white bucktail, measure it back, you want it to be, what, 1.5, 2 times shank length. Tie that on. Now I don't want to go right to the front because I want this bare for the last bit of the head. And I'm just splaying it out so you can see it creates this sort of like delta or V wing sort of style. Then I'm going to put a bit of flash in. I'm going to use silver crystal here. So I'll tie a single strand in with half of it pointing forward, fold it back so it's around about the length of the wing, and then cut the other bit off so again it's the length of the wing. That way it's less likely, to get below this. If you left it beyond it, it might get beyond it, get fanked up and stuff. So for the wing here, I'm just going to do a simple wing of black fox. So I have a quality piece of black fox, shall we say. I don't want this to be overly long, but then again that's up to yourself. I suppose if you're fishing, if you're targeting more sea trout, you'd probably want it short, if your salmon possibly longer, but set that up on top, bind down into it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of either clear varnish or super glue just in there on that tie-in point and then wrap over it. You need to do that while it's still wet, otherwise it'll set as a bump. And then I'm just going to comb that. So now what we'll do is we'll put a few bits of peacock herl on top of the wing. So we'll take a few strands, measure them up to be about the length or so of the wing, and I'm just running my finger along the back of it. That gives me that curve with my fingernail. You sort of set it up holding it slightly, the flat, peacock herl is quite flat, so hold it slightly of the flat face towards yourself and allow your thread to take it up over the top and onto the flat. That way it'll sit for you. And bind that down. So you could add jungle cock if you feel like it, but my thinking of this one is because it's essentially a surface lure, is that the fish are going to be seeing it from underneath, so they're not going to see it if it's sitting on the side. So add it if you want. So now we have the muddler type head, which can be difficult at the best of the times, but on tubes it's not simple. So for this I am using black deer hair, and I've chosen a bit here that's probably 1.5 to 2 inches in length of hair. So I'll cut off a bunch of that. I hold it by the tips and then blow on it or flick it, and that'll get the under fur off. Also what you can see is that the bunch is flattening out. So I'm transferring that into my right hand now. Now I'm going to set that on. I'm going to use the tips as like a hackle. So I'm going to set that on, and as you can see it's now a good 3/4 of an inch wide or so. That'll allow it to splay the whole way around the shank. So I set that on, probably about 2/3 along its length. So I'm taking my other hand over the top of it and sort of grabbing it. That'll allow it to spray the whole way around. Now the next tip is, you can see my thread hanging here. The fact that that's just hanging shows me, because I had that at the front of my wing tie-in point. So if I now make my wrap in line with that, I won't be tying down anything backwards of my tie-in. It won't be interfering, sorry, with my tie-in. So it's in place. So then once I have a wrap on, I sort of tighten into it and then add another couple. That has created this splay. I'm just going to fold that back, take my thread through and to the front of it, and put a couple of little sort of jam type wraps on that. And then I'm going to repeat this process 2 more times. Pull this back, same again, set it on, push your thumb tight up against the back of this bunch, that keeps it from splaying out. Allow it to splay around, put your wrap around, and then tighten into it. Fold it back. At this point now we should be about 2 to 3 mil from the front of our tube. So last bunch. Again, let it swing to show you the point. Now, stroke everything back. And finish your head. Then what I do is take my dubbing needle, pull this back, and super glue the little head. So that's our raw muddler type head made. So now we're going to trim it. Now you can use scissors. What I'm going to use is this stone faux razor tool, and you can see it has this sort of bend. Now what I want is to create sort of like almost like a sculpin shape to this. So what I'm doing is I'm coming up at like 30-40 degrees on this. I want to leave it wide, so at the sides slightly less angle. Now you need a good sharp blade for it if you're going to be using this sort of blade trimming. And then I'm going to go underneath it, but underneath it I'm going to go quite flat, so I'm just going in line with the tube because I want it to show the body from underneath. And as you can see, we have this sort of wide head, and then you can just take scissors and trim up any fibres that you're worried about. So that's our Tsunami Sunray, which would suit us either for salmon or for sea trout. So thank you for watching until the end of the video. Please take this opportunity to hit the subscribe button down below. Tell your friends about the channel, and if you want to watch some more of my content, then check out some of the links that are appearing in your screens at the minute. As per usual, I hope you enjoyed the video, so until next time, tight lines, and thanks for watching.